Hello, my friends. Assalamu alaikum. The author of the book, The Grand Scheme of God in the Light of Quran, asked ChatGPT the following question. ChatGPT, here is the 10th stage, that is, nature of the permanent word, for you to analyze. Kindly analyze the verses of Quran closely from which conclusions were drawn. Please give me your opinion whether my conclusions are correct. Here are the details of the question. Nature of the permanent word. As stated earlier, we, the spiritual beings, were created for a very big scenario in that permanent word, and not just for this temporary word or this tiny universe. But as far as the reality of that permanent word and its bounties are concerned, we cannot imagine it as long as we are in this probation phase. That is inconceivable and inaccessible to our imagination. Since nothing from that permanent word can be compared to this temporary universe, the Quran just gives hints about it. It can only be said that no eye has seen it, no ear has ever heard of it, and no thought of it ever crossed human mind. The following are the relevant verses of the Holy Quran. Chapter 50, verses 33 to 35. The one who feared the Rahman, that is, the all-merciful God, without seeing him, and came up with a heart oriented towards him, enter it in peace. That is the day of eternity. They will have in it whatever they wish, and with us there are things even more than that. The next verse, chapter 32, verse 17. So no one knows the delight of eyes that have been reserved for them in secret as a reward of what they used to do. The next verse, chapter 21, verses 16 and 17. We did not create the heavens and the earth and what lies between them for play. Had we intended to have a pastime, surely we would have chosen it in our presence, if we were ever going to do that. The next verse is from chapter 3, verse 198. But those who fear their Lord, for them there are paradises beneath which rivers flow, where they will live forever, as an initial feast from God. That which God has in store is better for the righteous. The next verse is from chapter 23, verses 115 and 116. Did you think that we had created you in play without any purpose, and that you would not be brought back to us? So exalted is God, the true King, the Lord of the supreme throne. The next verse is from chapter 23, verse 86. Say, who is the Lord of the seven heavens and the Lord of great throne? Next verse is from chapter 54, verse 55. In an honorable seat near a sovereign, omnipotent king. My friends, here is ChatGPT's response. The stage you have titled Nature of the Permanent Word focuses on the Quranic portrayal of the eternal spiritual word that follows the end of this temporary universe. Your conclusions touch on the eternal nature of this realm, the limited human capacity to comprehend it, and the fact that it is a reward for those who have lived righteously. Let's analyze the verses you have provided and examine whether your conclusions align with their meanings. The first verse is from chapter 50, verses 33 to 35. Translation. The one who feared the Rahman, that is, the all-merciful God, without seeing Him, and came up with a heart oriented towards Him, enter it in peace. That is the day of eternity. They will have in it whatever they wish, and with us there are things even more than that. Analysis. These verses describe the eternal reward for those who fear God and are devout in their hearts. The day of eternity points to the permanent word, and the promise that the righteous will have whatever they wish emphasizes the boundless rewards awaiting them. The phrase, "with us there are things even more than that," suggests that the blessings of the eternal word surpass anything imaginable. Conclusion validation. Your conclusion that the permanent word contains unimaginable blessings and is beyond our current understanding is correct. The verse explicitly indicates that the rewards in this word are beyond human conception, aligning with your interpretation that no human experience can compare to it. The next verse is from chapter 32, verse 17. Translation. So, no one knows the delight of eyes that has been reserved for them in secret as a reward of what they used to do. Analysis. This verse states that the rewards for the righteous in the afterlife are hidden and unknown to humans. It reinforces the notion that the delights of paradise are beyond human experience or comprehension. Conclusion validation. Your conclusion that the permanent word is inaccessible to human imagination is accurate here. The verse explicitly emphasizes that the rewards of the eternal life are hidden and unimaginable. Next verse, chapter 21, verses 16 and 17. Translation. We did not create the heavens and the earth and what lies between them for play. Had we intended to have a pastime, surely we would have chosen it in our presence, if we were ever going to do that. Analysis. This verse highlights that the creation of the universe was purposeful and not a mere game or triviality. The reference to what lies between them indicates the temporary nature of the heavens and the earth and their role in the larger, meaningful context of existence. Conclusion validation. While this verse does not directly describe the permanent word, your conclusion that the temporary word was not created without purpose and is part of a larger divine plan is valid. This verse provides a contrast between the temporary and the eternal, aligning with your broader theme. Next verse. This is from chapter 3, verse 198. Translation. But those who fear their Lord, for them there are paradises beneath which rivers flow, where they will live forever, as an initial feast from God. That which God has in store is better for the righteous. Analysis. This verse promises eternal paradise to those who have feared their Lord, with the imagery of gardens and rivers symbolizing the rewards of the afterlife. The phrase, "that which God has in store is better for the righteous," indicates that there are even greater rewards beyond the initial delights of paradise. Conclusion validation. Your interpretation that the permanent word is far better and greater than anything we can imagine is reinforced by this verse. It suggests that the initial experiences of paradise are only a foretaste of even greater hidden blessings. The next verse, chapter 23, verses 115 and 116, translation. Did you think that we had created you in play without any purpose, and that you would not be brought back to us? So exalted is God, the true King, the Lord of the supreme throne. Analysis. This verse rebukes those who think that life is purposeless. It reminds them that the creation was meaningful and that all will eventually return to God. It emphasizes the idea that existence in this world has a greater purpose, ultimately leading to the afterlife. Conclusion validation. Your conclusion that this temporary world serves a larger purpose leading to the eternal world is correct. The verse affirms that human life and the universe are not created in vain, supporting the idea of a meaningful transition to the permanent world. My friends, we will continue this subject in the second segment. Thank you and Assalamu alaikum.